Radio Nova.
We Will Rock You, the musical by Ben Elton using Queen's music, is coming to town very soon. We've been chatting with Brian May from Queen about the huge success that it's been.
Amazing, yeah. Who would have thought? I can hardly believe it, really. And I'm very proud of the show. It's very big and very entertaining. I think it takes people out of themselves. I think that's the great thing about We Will Rock You. No matter what kind of mood you go into it, you come out with a bit of a lift, come out with your heart beating nice and strongly and your fist in the air, and you're ready for life again. So it is a sort of... it's a very up show.
Do you like seeing, songs that you've penned or songs that you've been involved with in one life turned into something completely different, within a storyline or a context?
Yes, it's been a thrill, really. I mean, we've worked very hard on We Will Rock You, and it wasn't a particularly easy ride. And strangely enough, particularly Roger and I came from a point of view where we didn't really like musicals anyway. We didn't like the medium, and we really wanted to adapt the medium to our own feelings. And I think it worked out well, but it took a while, and we didn't just go into it thinking, we know better than anyone else. It wasn't like that. We took everyone's advice and we worked with musical theatre experienced people, but we also brought into the fold our own rock and roll people. So the mixture, the kind of catalytic action that happened was very strong. So I think we have the best of all worlds in that. Rock theatrical, as we call it. We don't quite call it a musical. It's not quite My Fair Lady yet, Hopefully it never will be.
It was quite a daring thing to do at the time. And in terms of experimenting, we look at how people are making music today and the kind of technology that's being developed. Obviously, you yourself have developed your musical instruments with the Red Special and your way of playing. Do you prefer to stick with more traditional methods, or are you happy to kind of embrace the new when you're writing music these days?
Well, a bit of both is healthy, I think. For years we used to put on the back of our albums no synthesizers were used, but then eventually we decided that synthesizers had become human enough for us to enjoy them. So, particularly on the Flash Gordon album, we used them, and we used them to hell and back. So, things change, and it's good to embrace everything, but at the root of it all, it comes down to the human side. That's my feeling. That it's the same as movies. The movies get more and more and more technical, and it's all CGI and whatever. But it comes down to those performances, and if they're not there, then the thing has nothing to say. So a song to me comes down to, a record or any kind of musical performance comes down to a song and a singer.
Yeah.
And everything else is secondary to that, in my opinion. And you have to be. You're wasting your time if you haven't got a great song and a great singer. Before I let you go,
gotta ask you, what's it like to have your own asteroid named after you? I've always wanted to ask you this.
It's okay. It's not something I think about too much, but it's very nice to know it's out there. It's lonely path, way out there beyond the main belt. Actually,
I did find it slightly strange that when I was looking up that there's an entire kind of discussion forum on whether the Brian May asteroid number 52665 could danger the Earth at some stage. That wouldn't be too great.
Well, that's very unlikely, but unlikely things do happen, so who knows?
Brian May, thank you so much for speaking with us on Radio Nova, and we can't wait to get you over here to Dublin. Looking forward to the gig.
Thank you. I'll be absolutely thrilled to get back to Dublin. I hope you'll have a nice little top on the Guinness waiting for me, okay? With a smile on it, okay?
Deal.
Thank you.
Radio Nova with Greg Gottfried.
Let's do it.
Now playing more music than any other Dublin station.
MCD proudly presents Brian May and Kerry Ellis for one night only at the Olympia Theatre on Sunday, June the 30th. Queen's legendary guitarist and rock goddess Kerry Ellis. Tickets from $36.50 including booking fee on sale now. Brian May and Kerry Ellis live at the Olympia Theatre this June.